What's up, guys? I'm J-dubb, and today we have a problem. I want to show it to you real quick. So as you can see, we have our Stihl 362. The chain is loose, which normally isn't that big of a deal, except it won't tighten up. We have broken the chain adjuster. I wish I had videoed it. Me and my son were just out messing around cutting wood, and I showed him, what will happen if the saw kicks back. I kind of was trying to show him, what not to do to have a saw kick back, and I got the saw to kick back on it. When I did, I noticed the chain was loose. Went to tighten it up, and well, this right here. So that being said, we're gonna go ahead. I'm gonna show you how we're gonna fix it. I went and got the parts. It wasn't expensive. It only cost a few dollars, and it wasn't that big of a deal. But I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna fix it up, and we'll get out here and we'll get some wood cut. All right. So we're gonna ratchet and a 3/4. So let me show this to you real quick. Come in here with our ratchet and our 3/4. And we're just gonna loosen this up. All right. So our bar is loose now. Well, kinda. There we go. So our bar is loose. I hope you can see that. We'll come in here with our scrunch tool. Let me show y'all this. So you can see I can turn, and that's it. That's as far as she wants to go. Any farther than that, I'm going to end up breaking something. So our chain come up a little bit, but I'm going to show y'all what's broken here. So we'll go ahead, pull this nut off. This little saw has been awesome. And I hate to say, it may be my fault that it broke. I mean, I was kind of abusing the saw when I broke it, so I could see that. I did talk to the guy at the Stihl dealership, and he said this is the third 362 he's seen with this exact same problem, to the point that he's made a little kit of it. Let's see if I can get this in. So there we go. So here's all the little parts that you need to fix it. And like I said, it wasn't real expensive. I think $29.99 is what he had on it. So it's not a super expensive thing, but you do have to fix it. Torx bit. You've got this one screw right here, and that's going to take this whole plate off. Do not lose these little screws like I just almost did. There we go. Now, if you look right here, there's another screw. You've got to get this thing to move. With it out of the way, you'll see this thing, it's going to come out. Oh. Actually, that wasn't that bad to turn it with the pressure off of it now. Of course, couldn't need a pointer. So if you look right in here, there's that other screw. We're going to pull that one out. And you will have to forgive me. I believe these screws are the exact same length. They are. So don't worry about getting them mixed up or anything. I'm just going to kind of lightly pull on this thing. Let's see if it'll come out of there. There we go. It's wiggling. Looks like this front piece comes up. Alright, got one part out. There we go. And that little cover comes off. So here's that whole setup. Woo! So here's your whole little setup, and you might be able to see it right here. Let me get a different lens on. Okay, now that we have more of a zoom lens, here we go. So as you can see it, right here, this thing has kicked back and sheared, I think, 2 threads off the screw, and it's actually bent this up. So this part here is no longer at a 90-degree angle. So this is basically trashed. You could, I guess, rethread it if you wanted to. Try to do that, try to fix it, but like I said, junk. We're back here, we got our parts out. These are all the little pieces. So we'll put these over here in our pack. And now we're gonna get our new pieces out. So let me zoom y'all out a little bit. Some of these parts I'm gonna reuse and some parts I'm not. So I've got this little part here, which is this piece. And I'm not gonna replace that because there's nothing wrong with that one. Let's see if I can show y'all how much this thing bent. You can see how this one's at more of a 90 degree. This one's a 90 and this one's kind of bent. Look at that. Bent it pretty good. So that was one problem. And then you got the screws here. And right here, you've got threads missing and no threads missing. So let's get this thing back together. We've got our adjuster. It went back in the end. Now, I will say this shim goes in like this, remember that. Here's our two plastic pieces that went around. So we're going to put those back in. And they kind of go on top here, which is going to be kind of a pain. So we're going to have to try to get this thing, back it out a little ways. So you're going to back this screw out, put this on top, and then try your best to screw it all back together. Remember when Stihl designed this, they designed it for the man that had an extra hand. You'll find that with a lot of Stihl products. It's kind of a pain to work on it. But that being said, easy done. Those are all going to fit right back on top. And like I said, we have an extra chain adjuster. This sprocket in here, which has a O-ring on the back. I've got all that extra. I've got the little metal piece. Now we're just going to go ahead and put our screws back in. So you get this one screw that goes right here. Put that one in. Don't go crazy tight. We're going to check the chain real fast. Well, everything's turning good. we've got this screw in now. Checked the adjuster. Everything's working good. And now we're just going to clean this mating surface right off. Compressed air would work really good, but I don't have any in the shop right now because we are in the process of moving. Look at all that. Now, I'm not going to get this as clean as I normally would. You got your metal cover, wipe it down. If nothing else, this will give you nice smooth places for all your mating surfaces. Stick that on there. We'll go ahead and start this screw. The screw's kind of tricky to start because of how it's in there, but just snug it up. So I'm not really going to clean the rest of this all up. As like I said, we're getting ready to go cut some wood, so there's really no point in getting it all nice and clean, but I will kind of knock some of these bigger chunks out. Some of these areas. Up in here. I might have this oiler turned up just a little too much. Now, let's throw this chain back on and see if it works. You know, you see a lot of experts on YouTube, and I don't see any of them talk about cleaning this side before they mount it all back up. If you've got dirt in here, you're going to leave a gap. You're not going to get a good seal in that oiler. There we go. You'll see a lot of experts on YouTube, but none of them really seem to do that. I'm not sure why. You always clean all your mating surfaces on anything that you do. Now, this is going to be real fun without getting in y'all's way. So I believe we're going to have to loosen our tensioner all the way up. That's going to help us a fair amount. Get them back sprockets on, or get on the back sprocket. Woo. Try not to knock the saw off. It'll hold itself there kind of for a minute. So now we're going to start tightening this up. Walking this chain in here. And I like to put it on really tight at first until I get the cover on. So that'll kind of hold it there while we're putting the cover on. Put your bottom chain catcher in. Start snugging these up. All right, so we're on there. So we're gonna go ahead and loosen it. There we go. And now we're just gonna lightly lift up on our bar and turn it just till this daylight runs away. There we go. And that's it. And then snug and snug. And that is on there. So we're done. It was easy, wasn't it? Wasn't bad at all. But you almost forgot, didn't you? You weren't going to do it, were you? I knew it. You weren't going to put your tools away. Let's go ahead. Let's get our tools put back up. That way we can keep our shop nice and clean. Because if you find your tools, you can get the job done that you need to get done. So let's get these things cleaned up. Just a simple rag. Just wipe them off. Not hard. And that'll keep your tools looking nice and pretty and working for you for many, many years. Oh, yeah. So I'll meet y'all at the toolbox. All right, let's get our tools set down. Simple, quick wipe. And try to keep everything nice and organized. Wipe these down. If you organize your tools up, you'll be able to see which ones you're missing, which ones you're not. Like right here, my son was helping me with some stuff today. Apparently he didn't put my 12 back or my 14. So, or not my 12, but my half. So, there's that. So it's back. Got this going. Worked out great. I have no issues really. It wasn't bad. Was not a bad fix. Don't pay someone to fix this stuff for you guys. It was really easy. But so if you want to check out any of the products that we used to make this video, I'll put them down in the Amazon store. I don't think my snap-on ratchet's going to be down there, but any ratchet will work. I'll throw down your chain tool. You should already have this though. And the torque wrenches that I used, which these are just little Craftsman ones. They've been awesome. Not Torx bits. And my pointer, once again, snap-on. I don't think you're going to have that on Amazon. But I will throw a link down there to the tensioner. It wasn't that hard to find, really just typed it in. I'm pretty sure that tensioner works for a lot of other saws too. So, like I said, it'll be down in our Amazon store. It doesn't cost y'all a dime if you buy anything from it. It does help us out. We get a small commission off of it. But I'm going to get out of here. We're going to get ready to cut some wood. If you like the video, go ahead, hit that like button for me. Subscribe to my channel if you're new. And like always, take someone outdoors.